Okay, welcome all of you. After a long time, I have come to Artists Heaven. I have been a bit busy, and what I want to do today is I want to create a new playlist. প্লেলিস্টটার নাম হচ্ছে অন্য পথেও সিনেমা হয়. Now let me be very brief about it because as we go forward, we will keep discussing a lot of stuff. But initially, I wanted to keep only Bishwabharati in this. Shantiniketan, more accurately. Later I found that I should keep Jadavpur and Presidency too. Let me tell you why. Because in India we have very few film schools, right? We have FTII in Pune, we have SRFTI in Kolkata. Now some of the students who have come out of FTII, they have ventured into commercial cinema or they are in so-called parallel cinema. Some people have made their parallel cinema and few have ventured into the commercial cinema. But when you look at their movies, you will see that they have that extra part, emotional aspect, that extra feel-good thing you get from them. That is because they have gone through the journey, they have gone through the discussion, they have gone through the process, they have discussed a lot of films, they have done the film appreciation, and you can come from the directing background, you can still talk to the acting people from acting background, you can talk to people from other backgrounds. So don't do that separation. What I want to emphasize again and again is it is because of that separation, that separatist culture. Now what is the separatist culture? If you are coming from a different background, if you are coming from a scientific background, you cannot make a movie. That is an idea some people are giving to the society, especially when you venture into the film industry. When you want to make a lot of films, when you want to make films, there is a group of people who are telling others or newcomers that if you come from another background, you cannot make a film, this and that. But let me tell you, let me just talk about it in a different manner. We are talking about groups with diverse backgrounds. So maybe in Jadavpur, you know that we have a great society of intellectual discussions. Now you can come from the English literature, you can come from the Bengali literature, you can use any other language. How people are using language to express in terms of characters, in terms of conflict, in terms of plot, in terms of dimensions of conflict. So you are having literary societies, you are having film societies, you are having film clubs who are discussing films in a really advanced manner. Right, great intellectual discussions. But I'm talking about two things. First, you already have a movie, and then you are watching the movie, you are doing alochana or discussion, whatever you call it. You are having the movie already in place. It can be from different cultures. You connect to that common humanity, and you discuss films. Somebody is coming up with the art direction, production design. Somebody is coming with acting nuggets or insights. Some people are coming with directing insights. But I am talking about the whole cinema. So two aspects. First, discussion, alochana, appreciation regarding film, understanding of cinema as a language, as a profession, as a great art form, maybe the latest art form of the 21st century, 20th century. It's a very new form, painting বা আদার যদি আমি ফর্মসগুলো দেখি এগুলো একটু পুরনো, বাট সিনেমা কম্পারেটিভলি নিউ। তাও সিনেমার একটা এভলিউশন চলছে, অ্যাপ্রিসিয়েশন ছিল, ডিসকাশন ছিল, আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ডিং ছিল। ধাপে ধাপে আমরা দেখেছি পিপল হ্যাভ কাম ফরওয়ার্ড অ্যান্ড দে হ্যাভ ব্রোকেন দ্য রুলস অ্যান্ড দে হ্যাভ টেকেন সিনেমা ফরওয়ার্ড উইথ দ্য অ্যাডভেন্ট অফ টেকনোলজি, with the advent of new ideas, with the advent of new energy of the youth. They have broken the barriers, they have broken the shackles, and they have taken cinema forward. So we are talking about that kind of cinema. And it can be any kind of cinema, but you understand all of it. A wholesome cinema, different backgrounds. You learn to respect different backgrounds. You learn to empathize with different backgrounds. They can come from any background, but you still, when you look at cinema, you understand that common humanity and that love that is put in that film. Second, you make a movie from scratch. Then you need a script, you need to have some ideas, you know how you are having a vision about making the film, then you are actually making the film. From ideas to implementation, then how you can take it to the marketplace, OTT platform, or you can go for the exhibition in the theaters, whatever you choose, you can do that. So I discussed this in a session in the morning today, and this was a 1 hour session. I wanted to share it with you, but it was a private discussion, and I talked about so many things I cannot share with you. But I am trying to keep it within 15 minutes so that I can give you at least the insights. As we go forward, we can discuss these things, and then you can take your own path, or you can contact us. You can do it yourself. Best to do it yourself. You can create a film group, you can create societies, and then you can do that. If you absolutely want to reach us, then you can just write back to us. We will get back. But let me come to that. Two aspects. Already there is the film, and then you are doing the discussion. Great discussions from different backgrounds, wholesome discussions, whatever you call it. The scientific aspects, the commercial aspects, the artistic aspects, everything you are doing. A diverse group. People are coming with opinions, you are exchanging opinions, you are exchanging, your perspectives on life, on cinema. You are discussing your thoughts, you are discussing your likings and preferences. You're doing that. But you already have a film. If you don't have a film, how you can make a film? How you can write it from scratch? Maybe one person is writing, another person is directing it. Maybe one person is writing, that person is doing one or two more jobs regarding that film. Because initially, if you talk about that kind of filmmaking, the enthusiasm will tell us that I will write, I will do the cinematography, I will do the direction, and you know it's your calling. So you want to make the film, so you are choosing your roles. Nobody is forcing you to, but you know that if you choose that role, you have something to do. Maybe one person or some other people are working with you, but you can have it from the film discussions groups too. Maybe you are writing the script, someone else is directing, or maybe you are writing, you are directing yourself. But it's the movie, you have the vision as a director. Then you know how to collaborate with people and make it happen. Making a movie from scratch. You may have ideas, sketches, and then you can movie based on that. Maybe a movie completely without dialogue, only non-verbal communication. A great movie can be made like that. So it is not necessary to have dialogue, but you understand the cinematic language. Dialogue is supposed to enhance that, not to be redundant, So you are having a lot of dialogue, you want people to understand that character, but the more you use the words, people are going away from the characters. So cinematic language, you have to understand the presence of the dialogue and the absence of the dialogue, the conflicts, the context, the subtext, everything is there. How you are using the cinematic language to tell the story. So, for example, you will have a lot of examples. Let me come back to the universities only. So in presidency, you are having students of really high standards. They have great intellectual thought process, they have great intellectual capabilities. So maybe you are making a movie based on space or high tech. They are giving you the inputs. Maybe they are making the movie themselves. But if they consult with you, you are giving them inputs from the artistic background. So, for example, let's say presidency is having a group of great intellectual people. They are mostly focused on the scientific aspects, mostly focused on the high-tech aspects, how they can use that high-tech to make a film. Maybe in Vishwabharati you are having a society or a group where people having great artists, they are discussing the artistic aspects, right? Maybe in Jadavpur you are having great intellectual discussion debates where people are discussing debates, dissecting the movie from different perspectives, and they are discussing the movie. But some people will tell you that if you come from the scientific background, you should only choose cinematography and sound department. Don't do that. Again and again, I will emphasize on this point. If you are coming from the scientific background, you have to only choose cinematography, you have to only choose sound department. Don't do that. You can go to art direction, you can go to production design, you can go to acting. You have to understand whether you're really up for it or not. Or maybe you have a director friend who can guide you, because being a director, you have to have that wholesome vision and you know how to delegate the tasks. Maybe you are doing more things yourself, but still you have the vision. If you wouldn't have done it, somebody else would have done it. You know how to delegate that, you know how to collaborate with that crew and the cast, right? So that is what. From Vishwabharati you can get scientific insights, languages, scientific insights, philosophy, psychology you can get from societies, from discussions, diverse group of people. From Jadavpur you can get the artistic side as well, languages, artistic side, cinema, everything. From presidency you can get great language inputs in terms of conflict, in terms of the use of the language, expressive use of the language or ornamentation, you can get that. Maybe people are studying science, but they are having a knack for filmmaking. Maybe they understand the artistic aspects more than the people who are actually professional artists. It can be the case. So don't limit yourself to your background. If you want to make a film, let's do these discussions. Diverse group of people coming from different backgrounds, but you can still make a movie. Maybe one person is studying there in the Vishwabharati University, maybe one person is studying in the Presidency, maybe one person is studying in Jadavpur. You do the interaction, you do the collaboration. You are having different kinds of inputs. Maybe you are having arguments, you are having different kinds of debates, but still you are not, you are having arguments, you are having debates, but you are not giving in. You have to make the movie. Maybe it's a small movie, but you want to make that movie. You cannot live without making the movie. You have to tell a story. You want to tell a story, right? So then you are having a group of diverse people. You are discussing, you are interacting, you are exchanging your opinion, your appreciation for cinema, your understanding for cinema, or your understanding of cinema. But I want to emphasize on this point again and again that don't limit yourself because of your background. As I started with, we have two or few film schools. Mostly we talk about two film schools, FTII in Pune and SRFTI in Kolkata or West Bengal. So when we talk about SRFTI, there are great filmmakers who are making the film, but they don't know how to market that film, how to distribute that film. So they are making a film maybe with great artistic standards, but they don't know where to take the film, how to market or exhibit that film. Maybe you can give it to OTT, you can give it to the theaters, you can go to the festivals. When should you go to the festivals? When should you go for the OTT? When should you go for the theaters or exhibition? These are the decisions you can take. Strategic decisions you can do. You won't give your movie to the OTT. That is one decision you can take too. You have some liking for the theater, maybe a sacred thing. You know that when you make a film, it is supposed to be in the theaters. So you are fighting for it. You are taking it to the theaters. Festivals, you know that in a festival people should watch your movie. So you are taking your movie to the festivals. But if you see, the thing is, cinema, when you make a cinema, why we are talking about the art, science and commercial aspects of the movie making? Because where you take your movie, that is a decision you should take. Maybe you are making a great commercial movie, you are taking it to the audience, maybe in India and in abroad. Global marketing you are doing, regional marketing, national marketing you are doing. You are taking it to the festivals. So which movie to take to which festival, that is a decision making skill you can develop over time. When you watch a lot of movies, you get the feel, you get the essence. Then you take it to the festival, you will see that in this festival they are liking the movie, in that festival they are liking the movie too. So first you have to make the movie. That can come from the understanding, that can come from the appreciation, then you make the movie, but you have to understand those aspects. Or you can have a great appreciation of life. Maybe you are creating your own language. Maybe you are using your own cinematic language, and that is a great thing because when you have your voice, you have figured out your own cinematic language, how you can say your own things with your cinematic language, not copying someone, right? So you have your voice. And a film is having the imprint of your voice or your perspective or your view on life, views on people, whatever you call it. But you know those things. So you go through the process, you take that journey. So you have very few film schools, FTII and SRFTI and few other film schools. But we have great universities. So I will say when you talk about these three, especially, Jadavpur, Presidency and Vishwabharati, you should have that filmmaking culture. You should have the societies, you should go for the film clubs, you should create the film clubs if it is already not there. But discuss films, appreciation and understanding of cinema when it is already there. Second, creating the movie from scratch. Art direction, production design, cinematography, sound department, acting, direction, screenwriting, all the things you know. Maybe one person is good at that, maybe one person is better at that. You are exchanging your opinions and then gradually you make a movie. You make a movie, you take their inputs, you go for a constructive criticism, you go for a healthy discussion. There can be arguments, but you still go for a great discussion because you are nourishing yourself through those discussions. You are learning from those discussions, you are respecting each other. Very important.